Right, today we're looking at a asset tracking database. So you can keep all your company assets or even personal assets stored in a safe place. So then that way, if the worst happens, you've got all the information at hand to report it to the police or to give the information to the insurance company. This was highlighted by a client of mine that had some tools stolen on site, and they reached out so that they could prevent this sort of thing from happening in future. Because what had happened was they bought their tools many years ago. They were out of warranty with the manufacturer of the tools, and when they went to bring up the serial numbers, the company that manufactured them, where they'd registered them for the extended warranties, had deleted them because they were way past their warranty. So with a database like this, you can keep all track of all your company assets, even including company cars, and you can have all the serial numbers listed down. Then if the worst happens, you can just bring it up and even have photographs of the information. Let's get started and have a look at the database. So we started off with Baserow's asset management template. There were other sheets on the template as well, but for the purposes of the demo, I've just focused on the main assets sheet, although there is employees and maintenance and replacements and many other useful features if you're implementing it as for a full-scale company. So we've got categories for each type of asset, serial numbers here, an asset ID. What you could also do if you wanted to extend it to really leverage modern technology, you could add in air tags or pebble bees and put their IDs down, so that way you can actually track the assets and get them back if you wanted to. There's other sections in here as well, so the condition of the item and whether it's active, retired, or in the process of being sold on. And you've also got your warranty periods in here as well. So, great thing about using Baserow, you've got your gallery view here, so you can have all your assets and you can easily bring them up with photographs. This is one that I added in with a photograph here. You've also got your, if you had it for a full-scale company, you could have an internal web page where staff can, in the admin department, can add assets into the database without having to do it through any kind of chatbot. Nice, efficient, easy. Even adding photographs directly into the database as well, just down there. So, but also, if you've got team members out on the road, this is where this automation comes in. So, first off, Telegram nodes, very important. We've got to secure them Telegram nodes. So this is where you put in the user ID of anyone that has access to the workflow that's inside the Telegram bot. And what we've got is a small MCP server. If you are having all the additional sheets that come in the Baserow template, then you would add the additional get, create and update. And if you wanted to have a delete function, you could add a delete function as well. I've left that off because most people, if they're doing it for compliance purposes, would probably not want the AI to be deleting things. It'd be better for you to go in there manually and delete them en masse every so often. So we've got 3 different ways to interact with a database. we've got voice activation, also via text, and here is where you can input things on the fly. So if you've got project managers out in the field and they then need to go and buy some equipment for one of the team members that's out on site, they can just pop into a Screwfix, pick up the item, take a photograph of it and the receipt, put it straight into the database, create an asset ID, and then fill out all the information right through Telegram, straight into the database. That way, none of these things get lost. Gets done straight away, doesn't get forgotten. So makes it very, very easy to keep a track of all your assets on site, especially when you're busy making sure the work's getting done for the company. Got a very simple prompt just here. Because it's an MCP server, you don't need a large prompt. A lot of the information it grabs from the MCP server. One of the little issues I encountered when I was building it was I forgot to rename the MCP client node here, so the LLM kept on getting confused and going into its chat memory and hallucinating and making up things. The other thing that I found when I was building this out is on the Baserow template, it wasn't originally built with LLMs in mind. So the asset ID is just called ID. So the LLM was getting confused between the row ID and the asset ID. So one little tip there is just rename that to an appropriate name that is easy for the LLM to understand. So I renamed it to asset ID. That way the LLM's not going to get the two mixed up. It's nice and simple. We've got the little calculator node there as well, just in case it needs to do any simple maths, like working out how many years warranty it's got and dates and things like that. I've also included the Tesseract node in here as well, the Tesseract community node. So when you're putting in the photograph or the receipt, if you wanted it to grab additional information there and put through to the LLM so it could populate the database, then that is also possible. Right, let's give it a try. So what we're going to do is we're going to pretend that the printers were all stolen from the office. So show me a list of the office equipment, give me a list of the printers. So there we go. So this is where this sort of thing can come in quite powerful. So it's showing you all the office equipment there. So we've got a full list of office equipment, we've got monitors, just there. And we've got docking stations, printer, scanner, laminator. So it's now giving us a list of the printer's serial numbers just there. There we go. So it's now going to mark the printers as stolen on the database. Both stolen. Mark. Right. So both printers have been stolen. Mark status as stolen. So there we go. It's marked down both of them as being stolen, and you've got the serial numbers just there. So now the office has now got a new server. So now we're going to put in a new server as an asset. So in the prompt, I could automate it actually creating a new asset ID, but for the purposes of this demo, I'm just making them up as I go. So I'm putting in the asset ID with the photograph. I'm going to add a new asset to the database. AS500 is there. Show me the record. There we go. Now it's brought up asset ID AS500. So there we go. There's all the information now in the database. So if you're out in the field, it'd be very, very handy for your to be able to keep that updated. Then that way you don't even have to worry about keeping a copy of the receipt. You've got a picture of it already in the database. Nice, paper free, all backed up. Show me. Also, the other thing you can do is you can keep an eye on equipment that's warranty has expired. All assets with so now we can have a look and see what equipment has got an expired warranty. So then that way, if you like to keep all of your equipment fresh within warranty, especially mission critical stuff, you can keep an eye on that as well. You could also add in company cars for keeping a track of their maintenance as well. There's no reason why this sort of asset database couldn't be expanded to that. It's very, very flexible. That's the great thing about the modern world with all these open source softwares like Baserow. You don't have to stick to using a SaaS platform that is rigidly set how they think you might want to use it. You can just take something like Baserow and then you can completely customize it to your business. Set everything up just how you like it, what's comfortable for you, and if you see any new things that you need, you can just adjust it within a matter of hours and you've already got a good working solution already working. So yes, so you don't have to keep this template the same. You can add in things like air tags and their IDs, so you could actually keep a track of the actual items themselves, and you could even build n8n workflows around this, so you can completely keep a track of all of your company assets, and if any of them get stolen, even provide the correct all the information for them to be tracked down again. And there's no need to have something that's rigid and doesn't fit for your business. You can completely customize it how you need. So there we go. There's a list of all the items which are out of warranty. You can see all the dates that the warranty is expired on all the items. And we can even go there we go. It's redone them all in date order. So this laserjet printer, its warranty expired in 2021. Quite an old printer, that one. Don't think we'll need a warranty on a conference room table, but even covers it there. So yeah, you can see a few of the other templates that Baserow has in its database already, just there. That's it for today. If you'd like me and the company to customize any of these workflows or build you any custom systems for your business, then reach out to me through the website, theautomatedai.com, or via email, automate@theautomatedai.com. Like, share and subscribe. If you'd like to buy any of the workflows that are featured in any of the videos, then you can find links down in the description, along with other resources to do with the relevant video. If you'd like to donate to the channel to help keep the channel going, then there's also links in the description for donating to the channel as well. Thank you for watching, and let's keep automating.